So we can kick off the meeting at 7:03. Um, and thank you everybody for the reschedule. Apologies. Usually we do this the third Tuesday of the month, but my kid knocked her tooth out of her head, so good for her. Baby tooth, everything's okay. Everything's okay. She was already as tall as a 6-year-old. Now she's got the smile of a 6-year-old. It's what are you gonna do? Um, so we do have public participation today. I got an email from um uh Michael, I'm guessing, um, about getting involved in town stuff. So if you want to say hello or anything, uh, now's the time. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Michael Gibbons. Jamie's going to be joining me shortly. And yeah, we're residents here in Wakefield, and we're interested in seeing what we can do to be a part of progressive change in Wakefield.
Great. Yeah, welcome. And I'm sure that you can also get other resources or feel free to ping me and I can tell you other ways that you might be able to get involved as well. So we also, let's
Just
see,
should we
where's my,
introduce ourselves?
yeah, let's introduce ourselves. That will help me, give me time to pull up the agenda as well.
I'm Jill Diamond. This is my, I guess I'm finishing up my second year on the HRC.
Mhm.
I'm also a resident of Wakefield. I have kids in schools here. And I guess I'm the vice chair of the HRC, and we're very glad to have you here and to have anybody come and participate.
Yeah, I'm Jess Sedich, the chair. I'm coming to the end of that time. Everybody keep that in mind as to what you'd like to take charge of. And I've been in Wakefield now for almost 3 years, I guess. I have a 4-year-old. She is going to be in the Wakefield schools, not this upcoming year, but the next. We're over in the Greenwood area. She's an October kid, so she's got like a million years of preschool and then she'll begin. So yeah, so my wife and I live over in Greenwood. But yeah.
Hi, Michael. I'm Hun Leon. Am, I think, closing in on the end of my first term as commissioner, and I'm also the secretary. Um, I've lived in Wakefield for about 10 years now, and I also have a child in the Wakefield school system. She is a senior in high school and about to graduate. I actually discovered the Wakefield Human Rights Commission. One of my friends suggested that I join their AAPI planning discussion for Asian American Heritage Month. And so I started joining that um, planning team maybe like a couple years ago. And then Sherry mentioned that the HRC was looking for new members. And so I ended up joining at that time. So
Yeah. And Sherry is not here this evening, is gosh, has been a part of this for a while and I think is coming up on the end of the term that she can serve in. So April will be a time of change. Jamie, welcome. We did some brief introductions, and actually tonight we've got a new member, Kathy Shine Kane, who have you signed in yet or have you been sworn in yet?
Yes, I have. And I've done the ethics.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, which sort of astounded me when I thought of our current administration, but I won't go into that.
Yeah.
I'm Kathy Shine Kane. I have lived in Wakefield for actually, as of 2 days ago, 7 years. My husband and I moved here in 2018 to live upstairs from my daughter and son-in-law, and their 2 boys. They are both in Wakefield schools. One is a 4th grader at Dolbear, the other is a 7th grader at the Galvin. We say that Declan is 13 going on 40. Eamon is 10 going on 4. I've been very interested in the Human Rights Commission since I moved here. I've been involved in a lot of social justice work as a college professor, and I've continued that. So I was inspired at the Martin Luther King Day to finally say, you know what, I think I'll join. So I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and welcome. It's really good to have you here. And I would say right now we run a lot of events in town, and I think that that's something that is important, but I also feel like I would encourage folks, although we are small in number, if our numbers grow a little bit, I think that there's also some opportunity to do more and to shape this to be what we want it to be. I think that we've had many more people at times, and now we're in smaller numbers. So I think that it's been a little bit of keeping the fires burning, but I think that now is an excellent time to get involved and to shape things, especially in the town that you live in, and make this into what you want it to be. So that is my pitch for getting involved and being here and joining. And without further ado, you can feel free to hang out and see the meeting as a whole, or you know, at this point, do you can also just email me and ask any follow-up questions, or if you want to chat at any point in time, I'm also open to just chatting with you and telling you anything that I think. Yeah. So feel free. I know you've got the HRC email, so you can just reach out to that and I can get back to you if you have any follow-up questions. So to that end, for this month, we have a couple of minutes to approve, but I don't know if we have enough people here who were there when we did the meetings. We've got January and February minutes. But we may need Sherry or Jalak to actually do it. Or Jill, were you in the January meeting?
I missed one meeting and I can't recall which one it was.
I think
I have notes.
Oh,
We
Oh,
look at the
great.
notes to see who was
fantastic.
there.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So let's first look at the December minutes. And Jill, you were at Jalak was not present in the December meeting. It was just Sherry, myself, and Jill.
Okay.
So I think we can,
Yep. So we can do December.
and then for
2 of us,
January,
right?
go ahead.
With 2 of us, can we vote on December?
Yeah, because there should be 3, right? Because Hun was there, so we've got 3.
Did you say Jess was there too?
I was there too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, so we should be able to do that. So for December, for the December minutes, I make a motion to approve.
A
I
second.
s-
Jill seconds, and all in favor, I approve.
I approve.
Approve.
Great, December approved. For January, who was there?
For January, I have Jess, Sherry, myself, and Jill again.
Ah, great, we're good. January. I make a motion to approve.
I can second that.
All in favor?
I approve.
Approve.
Approve. And February might be the one that we're short on, because I
Yeah.
think that's the one you weren't there. So we can table February's minutes until the next meeting. And take care of those when Sherry is here. Operations, were you able to get what you needed for the shared drive? Hun, sorry.
Sorry.
I'm looking at you, but you couldn't tell.
I did get access to the SharePoint site, and I did upload, I think, one item to that site just to test it, and it
Okay.
does work. The only thing is that the only people who can view are those that are invited to view. So
Okay.
it's not something that just anyone can look at. It's only those who are invited and approved to look at the minutes. So
Okay.
I think we may need to work on that a little bit more, but I'm not sure if it's better to have it on the SharePoint site, if we still have to go through the whole review and process, or if we want to just go ahead and continue to email minutes.
Um, let's see what we can do, if we can smooth out the kinks on it, and then and for now just we can keep emailing them until we figure out if we can make a smoother process for that. Because I just have I don't know if we can if we invite everybody, like I can invite everyone. It's a little bit, in the past when I've done it, there's a little bit of a lag time for getting people set up with emails and getting them invited and set up on being able to look at it. So, but we can keep trying. I think as much as we can make it easier, that's great by me. But my other note for operations is that I have all of the stuff in my car still from the Women's Day event, International Women's Day, and I need to bring it to town hall, and I will do it this week, but I haven't done it yet. So instead, I'm just driving it all around town all the time. So I also have to I have to get the food paid for with I've got the invoice now for the food, and also they gave us too much by accident, but I straightened that out with them and it didn't cost more. They just accidentally gave us too many things. I will do that invoice and pay her. It's like $75. And Jill, the bags.
So I haven't ordered them yet. I can do that. I was hesitant to do that because of the amount that they will cost, and it takes a while to get reimbursed.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a better way to do it.
Okay. Yeah, if you can see, I mean, maybe there's does it just take the time it takes to get reimbursed, or is there, do
I
they
don't-
do it at a certain time that you might be able to sync
True,
it
yeah.
together?
I can ask. I
Yeah.
really didn't ask Sherry about that. I'll email her and ask about that, and then I
Yeah.
can get them ordered.
Yeah, because I think we're in favor of doing them, but I know that it's yeah, we talked about it briefly. It's a bit of money, so I just want to make sure you get it reimbursed as soon as you can.
Yeah, I'll email Sherry and
Okay.
do that tonight.
Cool. Yeah, copy me on that just so that I don't forget immediately about things, because my brain.
Can
I
I
think
Jill,
suggest-
do you
can
think
I
we'll
ask-
have the, oh,
Oop.
sorry.
To get up to speed, unless this will slow things down too much, what are the bags?
We talked
So-
about ordering just regular like farmers market bags, like those canvas bags that
Yes, the
say
bags.
Wakefield Human Rights Commission on
Oh,
it,
okay.
to give as a thank you sometimes.
Oh,
Sometimes
good,
we have
okay.
people who like volunteer for our
Mhm.
well, I guess they're all volunteers. So we have people frequently volunteer for different events, and people who come perform, and we want to do something a little extra. One example is that for the MLK event, the music teacher at Dullbear really helped me gather kids and get them the song and organize those pieces. And it wasn't even able to come to the event. So that was tremendously kind of him. And we'd love to be able, to thank people who do things like that.
Yeah, and the International Women's Day, the panelists for that just are volunteering their time. So we want to be able to kind of give
Okay,
them that.
thank you.
But not as giveaways at farmers market sales too.
Right.
Yeah.
I meant the style of bag is one you might bring to a farmer's market.
Yes. No, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
One thing I was wondering was on the tote bags, is that an opportunity to use for the our Asian Art and Food Truck Festival to hand out to volunteers or to artists, depending on who we want to do? I thought it may be nice to put together like a little swag bag with the
Okay.
HRC tote bags to again, have show our appreciation, right, to the volunteers, and then also to be able to have our name out there as they're attending the event.
Yeah, I think specifically the intention is anybody who we're not necessarily paying, or if they are sort of cutting us a deal on something,
Yeah.
would be a nice gesture. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's because we can't really, yeah, we don't, we don't pay people or make donations to organizations per se, and so many people gladly volunteer their time for these events. So I think it is a nice extra thing. But yes, so keep me posted on that, and let's try and get them ordered, especially I know we've got some more events coming up. So I think it's a good idea. That was all I had for operations. Did anybody else have?
Well, this is our first meeting since International Women's Day, is that right?
Yes.
Do you have any reflections on how that went?
My International Women's Day recap is lower on the agenda.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
Come on, Jill. Sorry. But this is mostly just, oh, and just to keep you up to speed, Kathy, for the SharePoint, there's a SharePoint drive that we have to, basically the town wants us to use everything town related for emails and for all that stuff, for both open meeting law and for records keeping, because anything archiving, any documents that we share and whatnot need to be in an archive. So we have to use this town SharePoint drive, but SharePoint can be a little bit of a
Clunky.
pain in the ass. It can be,
I
sorry,
was a bit more
Microsoft.
delicate about it, but that's okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's just getting it set up and getting everybody approved and everything is we're just working on that. So that will be that. So I will probably get you set up on that. You may have done it in the past or have an email for the town because you've done Arts Council stuff before, but
Right.
I can check in with you to get you also approved on that, and so you can view these files. So that's that. And I will use that as a segue to say we have a new member. You did a brief introduction. Do you welcome? I'm glad you got involved. Is there anything more that you would like to say or tell us about yourself?
I don't
Pressure's
think
on.
so. Well, I can tell you, just share the greatest honor that I ever received, which was years and years and years ago. And I think this will mean something. All of you said that you have children. When my daughter was 13, she turned to me once and said, Mom, of all the mothers, I choke up when I think of it. Of all the mothers, you're the least embarrassing.
I bet my kid will never say that to me.
I still love it. No, I'm just very anxious to get involved. Actually, I was interested in joining HRC right after we moved here, but it was full.
Oh,
So it only took me 7 years to decide to come back. No, I'm pretty excited about it.
yeah, that's really great. Welcome. And also, I know that there will be some change coming up. Steve Mayo is retiring, and so there'll be some, I think that there will be some opportunities to use some of the turnover just as a good, and new members coming as a good time to kind of set some agendas and make sure that raise any questions that we might have and find out who new is going to be coming in to replace Steve, and not that he's replaceable. But to, you know, that changeover always brings a good new conversation with folks to see what we want to do and get aligned. Welcome. If there's anything, I know that there are probably some new people things that you had to do, the ethics stuff. I think that there's did you do the open, there may be some more presentations for onboarding you, so I'll just make sure that you've got that
Oh,
stuff.
okay, because the only thing
So-
that Sherry sent me was that Massachusetts ethics. And then
And you've
I
got,
went down to town hall to get sworn in.
yep, sorry. And you know, I mean, this is not your first group to be part of, so
Right.
you know the ins and outs of open meeting law. I think there's like more
Right.
presentations about that,
Oh, okay.
but we're for this, you know, I will check in with Sherry too, just to make sure
Okay.
that you've got everything that you need. Sherry, who is our financial person, is not here to do the update for the financial report, but did we get word on the this is bad politics on my side, but did you get word on the Arts Council grant? Did you hear about that?
You know what? Let me see. I did get something and it wasn't totally clear to me. So let me, oh, oh, yes. No, 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 that's not it. I don't know. Wait. Maybe this is it. So Sherry did forward me something
Yeah,
on February 19th.
okay.
But it looked like the application. And it had listed all the different kinds of grants you can apply for. So
Okay.
you're receiving this email because you are a registered user of Mass Cultural Council. So it wasn't anything that clearly said, yes, you have received this grant.
I have, I know, I don't remember the exact number. I know that we did not receive the entire, amount, but I know we received part of the amount. I know that though, because I'm also on the Arts Council,
Right.
and I also know that we're a bit disorganized. So,
I got out just in time. I'm sorry.
it's very, it's, it's a very warm group, but I don't actually
Yeah.
know if the communications, but I do know, I do have the amount, so I can let you know just for planning. So let me get you that, an amount. I think it was I want to say 1,000, but I don't know if it was it may have I could give or take a small amount.
Okay.
So that is that.
That's great.
Now on to activities. The um the International Women's Day. So each year we do the forum. It's like a panel of women. The International Women's Day website sort of picks a theme each year for International Women's Day, and this year it was accelerating action. And people, we give them some questions, and we had a really great panel of people, really great a range of folks from Health and Human Services, grassroots volunteers, people doing social action and change, and they had wonderful things to say. We had it filmed, and then the YouTube video was posted for, I think it may have been simulcast by WCAT. And there was also a YouTube link to see the questions that they answered. And I thought they had some really inspirational things to say about getting involved and and keeping your how to get involved with activism, how to get involved with social justice and change, and what you can do. I think if, especially for those of you who want to get involved in that in Wakefield, if you you should, I can get you that link so you can see some of the things that were said. And also, it was a good representation of people in the Reading, Wakefield, and Melrose area who are doing a lot of activism and bringing about change. So, and have been, some of them, for many years. So I think they're good people to hear what they have to say, and then also see some of the organizations that they recommended getting involved with. So that was good. Yeah, I think, it would always be nice to have more people there, but we had some people there, and it's nice to have the CAT people there to film it so that more, it can have more reach than the people who were there that night anyway. So so that was that. Jill, thank you very much. Everybody, thank everybody for everybody for doing the parts that you played in that. And Jill, thanks for coming by to volunteer. It helps, it always helps to have another set of hands. And yeah, it was good. And what is coming up? I think the next thing is all AAPI. There's you have a ton of stuff going on.
Yes, so we have the Asian Pacific Heritage Month coming up in the month of May. We have started to release the communication. So the event flyer has been created and is now going through circulation. The communication team has it to update I think our like little boxes across town. So they have that information. I've also sent it out to the schools in Wakefield, and I think our APISA high school volunteers went out on Saturday to go to the local businesses and went to about 20 of them and passed out signs. We also have, I think I also went to like Market Basket and Staples and some other places. So it is now starting to get out there. I think we still need to get it out to a few different other places like the library and then I have some additional emails to send out to the towns, the local towns, to make sure they have it as well. I am having some difficulty sending out emails for some reason to the towns. I keep getting blocked.
Oh,
And I'm not sure why that is. And then also probably to like the different dance schools in the region as well. So that way we can try to get some more performance art. We do have our first, and for Jamie and Michael as well as Kathy, the event is going to be an Asian student art and food truck festival. So we're actually encouraging middle and high school students to submit artwork. And then we do have some food trucks. We have 2 of them confirmed. We're still looking for a third one. The 2 food trucks is Kowloon and Tandoor Curry. Those are the 2 food trucks that are going to be at the event so far. And I've reached out to a few more, so we'll see which ones we get. Snow Ice, Boba Tea and Snow Ice will also be at the event as well. And for the artist, we do have our first art submission in already. So and hopefully we will get a lot more. And I'm looking for judges. So this reminds me, Jess, were you able to reach out to see if there's any colleges that would be willing to be judges for us? And then also, Kathy, since you work, I think, at
yeah.
Merrimack, do you have any contacts at Merrimack to help us with judging the event?
Excuse me, I can check. I don't know. I've been retired from Merrimack now for 7 years, but I can get in touch with the visual and performing arts faculty to see if there's, I don't know if they still have whatever you call it, you know, painting, drawing. But I can certainly do that.
Let me also reach out again. I know, I mean, there's been a lot of shakeup with all of the my wife works for she works for Wentworth Institute, and they're just doing, and so she's part of the College of the Fenways. So I will check with Mass Art again. They've just had such a shakeup with having to redo all of the websites and all of the changing language and legal stuff. So I know that although we reached I reached out, I'll see again. I think that they've been under some chaos. So so I'll poke that one again and see if I can find somebody. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that I know who's kind of in that realm. But for right now, that's probably the best bet. So I'll try again.
And I happen
So,
to, oh, was there something else?
sorry, if I am able to reach someone, I can just put them in touch with you and you can let them know what would be involved. Okay.
Yep. And I did send out some feeler emails to different, a couple schools or colleges. And then I actually met up with a marketing company in downtown Crossing. And so there may be an opportunity there that they can come out and like help us judge the event. So we're still looking
Cool.
for judges, and I think we will probably continue to look for judges, but it'll be good to have, you know, we could probably get some student teachers or student art teachers around, but I think it may be nice to have someone new that they haven't had exposure to.
Mhm.
I was actually talking to my daughter about it, and she's like, it'd be good to have someone outside, so then otherwise the teachers know their work, and so there's going to
Right,
be
right.
bias to it. So she's like, it's best to have, you know, someone who doesn't know their work be able to judge them without having that element.
I wonder
I
if
don't want to
anybody from
interrupt and but I work in an art museum. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
if
Oh,
I'm of any
hey.
help to you.
Yes, if you know of
Yeah.
any artists or anyone who'd be willing to judge our event, we would be
I
happy
work
to have
at,
them.
I'm the head of education at the Addison Gallery of American Art
Oh
up
my
in
God.
Andover. If I
That's
can be of
Oh.
any help, I'm happy to.
Jamie, would you be a judge for us at our event?
If you want to
I'm
let me
asking.
know what it entails,
Yeah.
I'll see. We have a toddler, so life is a little
Right,
complicated.
right.
But if you want to
Yeah.
let me know what that entails, I'll definitely see if I can.
Yep.
Yeah, you have their email through the HRC account, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah,
Here,
that's awesome.
I think that's probably Michael's email. I'll put my email in the chat for you.
Okay, cool.
I didn't see a chat.
Oh, there is one. There's under more, I think.
And yeah, when I
Yes?
opened
Oh, no,
the
I
maybe you
think
website,
because
can't.
it's a town
yeah.
meeting, the
Oh,
chat is
yeah,
turned
you
off.
can't. Yeah.
Oh, you can't.
Kind.
Okay.
If you want to just pop it into the HRC email, that would be great.
Can do.
Cool, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. The only other thing I was going to mention was maybe follow your arts in Melrose. Somebody from there um might know
Yeah.
someone. They're kind of in all over the map
Mhm.
arts collective, but they may have some different ideas as well. Um I'm supposed to be I'm supposed to be writing. I'm supposed to be writing over there. But I've not been. I've forgotten to take care of my own needs. I also have a young child. So so that is that's great. Is there anything that you need right now beyond that? What can we do for you?
I think we just need to finalize our budget elements to make
Okay.
sure that we have everything that we know about covered.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I will send you the exact number from the grant for the Arts Council. I can get it after this call. And then you'll be able to just submit. I haven't had to I haven't had to submit to us at the Arts Council. But it works. It works in the end. It just is it doesn't I think that you've just gotta I forget if you have to do it like bit by bit or if you do it just at the end of the thing. So so I can also get you more information on that. Um I also will say um that I can't, I can't be the chair again this upcoming time. I've gotten very overextended and so if somebody is feeling a burning passion for leadership, to take charge, please begin to, think on that as it will be April. I think either Jill or Hun, it's going to fall to you as you've now had you've been in this for a year plus. So there you go. It's consider it a warning shot. You can feel free to voice your words at the next meeting. Um oh, and the other thing I did to that end is I got in the annual report stuff to Sherry Dalton. So we will be in the annual report for the town, the stuff that we do. And I think that's it. The upcoming events beyond AAPI that have not been thought of yet, but are beginning to be thought of a small amount is let's see, something that we won't be working with per se, but will be happening is Benny Wheat, and I forget the other person's name. I believe his first name was Chris, but they're going to be doing a Black History Walk around Wakefield in, I believe it was going to be, believe it's May, but I think that they had to maybe rethink the date. It's going to be it was originally going to be at the same time as the Memorial Day rededication event, which I will also be the Memorial Day rededication event run by the of the War Memorial will be happening on that weekend. So I don't know if they've changed their date for their Black History Month walk, but that will be two things coming up. I encourage everybody to attend both, do both. There will be a lot of things going on for the rededication event. Bob mentioned to me there will also be war reenact. Oh my God, I'm gonna screw this up. Will be people reenacting battles on the by the memorial. It will be like quite an event, I think. So something fun for the town. And I'm sure I'll get more details on that that we can coming up closer to May. And then in June, the progress flag raising. I already have had some people reach out about that. So we'll be doing that again. And then the Juneteenth flag raising will also be in June. And those are the next things I have in my mind for events. I would say if we want to think on any kind of other support and activism that anybody wants to be doing in town, I think that that's always a good question to raise of how we can keep resources out for people and make sure that you know, during this very strange time that we're living in, that that people have resources and know action that they can take and feel supported, and you know, that that there is stuff that we can do beyond the events that we're already doing. So I'm open to ideas on that. We are we're a group that is not necessarily political, but we are here to support the people of Wakefield. And I think part of supporting people and supporting human rights comes down to making sure that people feel like their rights are being recognized, that they're being supported when things are changing and they don't understand what's you know, what things might mean in the world at large. So I think that that's something that we can keep present in our minds. Yeah, that's what I've got. Does anybody have any questions or thoughts?
I'm just trying to think about what's happening with our financial budget. So the financial budget, I think, ends at the end of June, right? It starts in July again.
I think
So
so.
trying to understand what is going to be in this year's budget to make sure that we have all those pieces ironed out. So we don't, I think we may have lost some, so we want to make sure we use as much as we can and
Yeah.
and have that all tied out. So let me just
Yeah, let's catch up, particularly in April, because we'll have Sherry at the end of her term. And I believe she's at the end of her term and can't re-up. So so let's make sure we kind of tie up any loose ends and know and also know who will be taking over the financial role. I'm also bad at that. I'm bad at a lot of things, folks. But you want to know what? I'm sure that we'll be able to figure that out, and we can take a look at we can just ask, I'll just ask Sherry to give kind of a summary of all of the money that we have and anything that we need to take care of so that we know and so that you know what money you're working with for AAPI, because I know that you've got a lot of balls in the air with that.
And then for the chair, I'm happy to take over as chair if you want to switch over. We can switch our roles maybe as we come to term, as we switch the term. Unless Jill, you have a preference, I'm open.
My preference is that you step right up, and I'm grateful.
That's I would I love that. I often feel like it um it makes me much happier to hear somebody volunteer than to hear somebody end up. So so I think that is good. And I mean you've now been I feel like you've been doing things now with the HRC for longer than I have because you were volunteering first. So and you are far more organized than I am. I will admit that.
We
Please
will.
put it in the minutes.
I will not put that.
Please put that in. Please make
But
it noted.
And I would be
So we can
very
talk about-
grateful to chat more about that at our April meeting as well.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, great. All right, that's good. And yeah, I think that that's about it. I will, if you send your email, Jamie, I will also make sure to, as promised, share that YouTube link for the International Women's Day, because I think that there were a good set of people there who are also
Really
doing
good.
action. Doing action. All right. I will, I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn at 7:45.
Second.
Great.
Thank you.
Everybody in favor, I'll say aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Take care. Everybody, you're
Thank
doing a great
you.
job.
Thank